Yo, what is going on, guys? You got Hiker Toad on the Biker Road, and we are here with NPL week number 5? No, 6. It's 6, yeah. It's like late when I'm recording this, so might not go as in depth as usual, but yeah, just hopping right into this match. We are going up for week 6 against Lord Zeden, coach of the Excadrillers, yeah, Tulsa Excadrillers. This is a really important match we are because we're in this is a conference match, and it also could be really important for playoffs as we're currently the first seed in our conference, and I think that seed is just outside of the playoff race. If I had to guess, like around but our records are very close. Like I'm 4-1 at the time, and Zeden is 3-2. Yeah, that adds up. Yeah, 3-2. So basically, although we do have better differential than him, like by a bit, as you'll see on your screen with the layout and all that, but like he could still obviously win. Like we'll have the same record, so obviously if he wins that, then that'll put him in a good position. And if we do lose this match, then we'll most likely lose that first seed in a conference, and just having the first seed is really important, so I definitely want to try and keep that. Definitely recommend you check out Zeden down below. He's definitely a really solid player. I've fought him a few times before and have not won any of those games, so yeah, he's definitely very solid, so I'd check him out down below. Pretty creative builder sometimes as well, so definitely you guys probably enjoy that. So as you see on the screen, he has the Landers T, Weavile, Clefable, Roserade, Milotic, Azelf, Gigalith, Yanchao, Electrode, Gothorita, and the Mega Scizor. So I kind of approached this game in a weird way because I'd say the matchup was probably a bit even. He had some things that were really just looking at his team, the Weavile is by far the biggest threat to my team. Weavile just destroys me because my Steel type doesn't resist ice, so that's always fun because that's something I really didn't notice when drafting or just making a phase. But yeah, so Rotom's my sort of main kind of answer to it. It's like doesn't even deal with it that well, and so this really gets whittled down, so I have to be really careful with that. um Nidoqueen is a possible option, honestly, to help break down his fat, but something his offense just pressures it so much, and even he has Milotic to check it. So as you see, I did opt to not bring it in this week. So yeah, it's an interesting choice right there. But just gonna hop kind of into the team, and my sort of thought process is I have my Charizard X as my sort of breaker to break down his fat. It can do a good amount of damage to the Lando, Gigalith, Milotic, stuff that could deal with it, but it can just break past that because of its immense power, especially with the sword stands up. So I'm just with the free attacks, Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw, and Earthquake. Earthquakes just hit the Gigalith harder, and I don't really think I need Roost on this, so I'm upset with that. So yeah, this thing's just really here to break his team down, and as well, it's really nice versus the Lando because I think Lando's good because Lando never really has a bad matchup, but Lando doesn't like clicking Earthquake versus the team. I have a Celesteal, I have a Rotom, and then on this team that I brought, I have Decidueye and Uxie as well. You never really want to click Earthquake, so I definitely could play a bit more aggressive with the Charizard against Lando, so that's something to keep in mind there. As Alright, so I have a bit of a weird Celesteela set this week. So my thought process looking at his team was just looking at what I expect. I expect the Landorus, Weavile, Clef, Roserade, Milotic, and then either the Azelf or the Mencho as the last slot. Maybe Gigalith potentially filling in one of those defensive slots, or maybe Clef or Roserade. He doesn't really need Roserade, you could probably swap that out for an offensive one as well. And so basically what I'm saying is I'm not expecting Mega Scizor because I feel like the combination of the Charizard X and Celesteela kind of scare it off. And the rest of my team doesn't even really worry about it too much. Obviously those two handle it, but then it's it doesn't have the greatest matchups. I guess if you want to bring it for Terrakion, but I feel like he has ways of dealing with Terrakion, both defensively and offensively. Like he has Intimidate with Lando, he has Clef that can take it on if it's on Z. If I'm like, and if it's like he has like Mian Chao, like Scarf Mian Chao, Azelf to revenge it. So it's just like he has ways to deal with it. Oh yeah, and Mega Scizor, obviously, I guess. Which, like I said, I didn't expect that that could be another option if he's like worried about it. But I feel like he doesn't really have a reason to be that worried about it. Like I think he can deal with it. So that is actually why I opted to not bring Terrakion, and I have the Charizard as a breaker instead. So yeah, I basically my Celesteal set is with that idea in mind, with basically protect, autotomize, leech seed, and heavy slam. I am mono heavy slam. Basically, I'm trying to remember. It's like because I can autotomize up, and if like my Melodic is like weakened by my Charizard, then this thing can just like his steel resists are Melodic and Mega Scizor. So if he doesn't bring like the Mega Scizor and he has just Melodic, I get Melodic out of the picture, then this thing can just go ham. I could have gotten rid of Protect for something else, but I really liked I like Protect for like the Leech Seed Protect, and it's just like good for scouting and all that. Especially since Mienshao was something that was giving me a bit of a headache trying to prep for. So yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into it. The Celestial I think can do a lot of work if I predict what he might do correctly, but I obviously still gonna have ways to deal with Mega Scizor because obviously it's Mega Scizor, so it's not something you just like completely ignore in prep. So yeah, next up I have the Rotom Wash, no item for the Weavile, so Knock just doesn't do as much initially. I have Defog, Volt Switch, Willow Hydro, it's pretty just standard, really defensive. Deals with it's a pretty annoying for a team like Momentum with Volt Switch into from Rose Raid to the Charizard, it's really nice, so I really like that. And I'm just gonna hop right into my next one with the is the Decidueye. Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf basically allows me to revenge the Azelf, and Decidueye gives me a fighting immunity, which is really nice for high jump kick. So it basically makes it so he really never wants to click high jump kick while this is still around and healthy, especially since I have a Yuxi as well, so it's not something he'd want to do. And I know how Zeden sort of plays. He doesn't like to make the obvious play. He'll usually make a play, he'll usually predict, or I wouldn't say over predict because usually people play safe, but he's very good at capitalizing on those plays. So I don't want to fall into that sort of trap of playing that predictable. So that's sort of my thoughts there. Hidden Power Ice is just because I had a free slot and it hits Lando hard, so I can revenge that as well. So I'm not relying on like Charizard and the Persian, so that's really cool. But yeah, really good for the Azelf. Like Azelf's just a huge threat because like I have like a lower Persian, but it speed ties with Azelf, so it's really just risky if I really want to just risk the speed tie to have my mom revenge it. So not really a fan of that. So yeah, it's gonna be my Destroy. Next up, we have the Yuxi with the Aya Papa Berry, U-turn, Psychic, Foul Play, and the Rocks. Basically, it is Rocks are just really good in general for chipping down his team. Like if you want to bring a more defensive team or whatever, Foul Play is just good damage in general. This is like a good check to the Azelf and the Yanchao. Like Azelf and Yanchao, I wasn't sure which one of them he'd bring. Like if he'd both, if he'd like one of them. I definitely felt he'd bring like at least one of them. So this is a really good check to them both. So that's something that I really liked. Although he'd obviously, I feel, go for the knockoff most times versus my Yuxi initially with the Yanchao. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I really like this Yuxi set. It can check the Lando as well, and it's just his general nuisance to his team, so I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, last month I do have the Alolan Persian. Like I said, I don't really want to rely on speed time with the Azelf, but I will if I have to. So basically, I just have the max speed, max HP, all that, and I switched this to a Zmon, so I can actually run Z Parting Shot, which what it does is it allows you to Z Parting Shot into something. So you get the Parting Shot off on the opponent, and you also fully heal the Pokemon that comes in. Now, fully heal does not mean fully heal them plus heal the status. So if they're status, then it doesn't heal that. I'm like 90% sure it doesn't. I'm not actually sure, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But going into this game, I was actually kind of sure Well, I wasn't sure if it did that, but I was like I think it does it, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, if anyone knows, like I still don't really know. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So, but yeah, that's the team. It's a bit weird, just like the Selly set, and I do have a bit more defensive sort of team, which is gonna be interesting because I think he might bring like I think he'll bring probably like balance, some sort of like that. But yeah, like I said, this isn't really the most in depth. Wasn't honestly like it's like I'm tired right now while doing this and what you call it, I'm losing words. And also I honestly don't, because basically how this match happened is we played like the deadline for games is like Friday, and I was like, all right, I feel like building Saturday, so I like built on Saturday and all that, and I was like, hey, when do you want to play? And he was like, you know what, can we do like Sunday or whatever? And I was like, cause he's like European or whatever, and so I was just like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good about this team. We can just get out of the way on Sunday. But like just looking back at it, there are a few things that like I could see as like a bit questionable. I might go a bit into it more, but like initially like this obviously is a bit risky, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop rambling and we're gonna hop right into the battle soon. Alright, and we are back with the battle against Lord Zeden for week number 6 of the NPL. Really important game here, so just quickly hop right into it. Make sure you check him out if you have not already. Really good battler. And the team that he has brought is the Landers, Weavile, Clefable, Milotic, Azelf, and the Mega Scizor, while we have the Charizard Sword Stance, just 3 attacks to break down his team, which matches up really nicely against what he brought. I have Leech Seed, Protect, Autonomize, Heavy Slam, Mega Celesteela, anticipating the Mega Scizor not to come, but as you see, it is on the screen, so that thing's going to be a bit of an issue to deal with, so I have to be mindful of that. Next up, I have Rotom with no item, just really just max Fizdef to help take on the Weavile, because Weavile, as you see, is just a huge threat to my team. Yoxi is just to help deal with the Azelf, Yanchao, and just all that. With Iapapa, Rocks, U-Turn, Psychic, and Foul Play. Version is Darkinium Z with max speed to tie the Azelf if need be, as he does have that. And just max HP for bulk, and then just knock off Foul Play, Taunt, and the Z Parting Shot to heal something back to health. Well, so yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into this right away, as he's going to lead with his Clefable. I'm going to lead with my Yuxi. I'm pretty sure he's just going to go for the Rocks turn 1, or maybe like a Moon. Like I'm expecting the Rocks turn 1, so I'm just going to make a shit play like this. We're just gonna pause this right here. So this was really bad. This is probably like it wouldn't be a hiker toad game without just trying to like throw away your best like breaker, like your only breaker like turn 1, you know. But basically this is really annoying because now Charizard doesn't outspeed the Melodic, doesn't outspeed the Lando. I'm not sure if it'll outspeed this. It'll show the turn, but I don't want to show what it goes for yet. But basically now it's slower. It has the chance to obviously get paralyzed. It's just very like not as good as breaking. And when he has a sort of balanced build like this, and this is my only breaker, it's going to be very difficult to break him now. So I have to be very careful in how I play. But yeah, this is just really big. I didn't like T-Wave didn't even cross my mind, so this is just not, that was just not a good turn 1 for me. As yeah, the Clef just outspeeds me, so it's like that's bad. And then he has the Citrus Berry, which is really interesting. I'm not sure what exactly that was for. Maybe it was actually for the Charizard, but yeah, that's gonna take like 60 and then just get all back up. He has his rocks up now. This is paralyzed. This is at like 70. It's gonna be at like 50 when it comes back in. So that's really annoying. So I'm just gonna go into my Celesteela now. I think he's just gonna like because he's citrus. I feel like he might not have any recovery, and I feel like he has no reason to just go for a double T wave here. I feel like Moonblast is just free. But he actually does reveal the Moonlight, so he's just a random citrus berry. Like I said, interested to see why he was that. Not like it like matters too much, just like curious to see if there was any specific like reasoning or all that, but yeah, I'm just gonna go into this. I'm going to go for the heavy slam, just play it safe. I don't want him, like, in case he wants to be greedy and stay in or whatever, I'm just gonna do that. And now I can go out into Rotom, and he's going to reveal the substitutes. So like I said, Zeden has some creative prep sometimes, and he has sub melodic, so I think, like, as oh yeah, I didn't even mention this. Actually, I won't mention it because I don't know if he noticed. I'll see, but yeah, never mind. Just forget I said that. Basically, he's just gonna Scald, and I'm going to go for the defog. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of rocks because I figured he wouldn't just go like hard clef, as he reveals the whirlpool. So he is sub whirlpool melodic, which is actually pretty cool. And what's not cool about it is that I don't have any way to really take advantage of a set like that, which is pretty unfortunate. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the U-turn right here. This just kind of reveals that this is like an offensive Lando that did a lot of damage for it being Lando. I'm just going to parting shot out here. Yeah, parting shot out, like expecting the clef. He just goes into that. That's fair on him. And as you see, Rotom's already starting to get a bit weakened as it's at 69 now. I Volt Switch out. And the problem is I really don't have a good switch into like Melodic's. Like my best switch into Melodic is the Rotom, so that's kind of hard when I needed to switch into Rotom and the Weavile. I'm just gonna get Rocks up, see if he wants to just stay in, but no, he's just gonna make the play of doing that. I can just go into my Celesteela here. I'm going to go for the Leech Seed as he goes for the Thunder Wave, so the big two are paralyzed, so that's really fun. I'm going to go for these seeds again, and I'm going to miss, so that's a bit unfortunate because, yeah, I could have gotten some health back with Rotom instead of just getting chipped down even more, as he just goes for the Scald again. Yeah, as he's going to just go for the Scald once more. I'm at, like, this thing just dies to Weavile at this point, and my Weavile checks are very limited, so that's really, really bad. So I need to get a Z parting shot off into this, and I'm going to expect him to play a bit more like U-turn's just so obvious here. I felt like that would be something he might do, but no, he's just gonna make the good play and safe play of just switching out. So he's just going to do that, and now he's going to get literally a what you call a free knockoff my leftovers. He doesn't know obviously that Milotic can't touch this, but Milotic can't touch his Scizor because of fire move. So I'm just gonna go for the seeds. I do connect at this point, and he revealed Scald, Whirlpool, and Sub. So I'm not even sure if he has Recover at this point. So I'm just going to go into my Rotom, I think. No, Yuxi. Yeah, Yuxi, because I wasn't sure if he even had Recovery, but oh, he does. So yeah, that just yeah, that kind of just really makes things annoying, as I really don't have a good way of breaking this Milotic without just like losing all and any momentum I can possibly have. I'm gonna U-turn out here because I got the Spit F drop, so I figured he just want to switch out. And now I'm gonna try and do something with Charizard because he's just whittling down my team. I don't have anything to really do. He's just gonna win with like a cleaner at this point, and like or just wall me out with his fat. So I'm going to make a play with Charizard and go for. He's going to make a good play and actually go out to Lando. I thought that he might not go out into Lando here because the damage before revealed that he's offensive, so I didn't know if he would want to risk that. So I go for the Sword Stance, expecting like Milotic or the Clefable to come in, as the Clefable is unaware. No, it's Magic Guard. I think it's Magic Guard, yeah. I'm pretty sure something earlier on showed that it was Magic Guard. But yeah. Oh, and here. So, like I said before in the thing, although like a lot of bit of my team's weakened, like Celestial and Rotom, I think that he doesn't really have a reason to Earthquake right here. And like Bulk Up, because he has Bulk Up, that's just like a free play. Like he can take any hit that I have and then just kill me off the next turn if I do stay in, and he just covers me switching out anyways. So I'm gonna just going to go for the Flare Blitz right here, but I'm just gonna get paralyzed. So that's a bit unfortunate because now revenging this is just a lot harder. So that's a bit annoying. I'm going to just go into my Yuxi now, as he's going to go for the Earthquake, and on the next turn he's just going to go for the knockoff, and I'm gonna make another misplay and go for the Psychic. I should have tried to U-turn so I could have just gone out into the Decidueye to preserve this. I don't know why I Psychicked. I don't think I needed the damage unless I did, but I'm pretty sure HPS does a good chunk to the Lando, especially since he was offensive, so that's like definitely annoying, as I'm going to kill this. He's going to go into the Weavile. I'm just gonna, well, I think I'm gonna, like, I'm gonna, at this point, just like, because he went Weavile, I'm gonna assume that he was a speedy Landers and kind of figured out that I was Scarf at this point. And what kind of further shows that is, as I'm going to go into my Charizard to just sack it off, he is going to go for the Sword Stance, and he's gonna kill my Charizard, and basically at this point, Lone Persian. This is like a role that's like really in my favor, I think, to live, so I can just take this and like at least lower the differential a bit. Even if I am going to lose, maybe actually try and win, maybe like parting shot something into something like see parting shot. But basically, I'm just gonna go for the foul play, and he's just going to go for the iso crash. He's going to get that roll, so that's a bit unfortunate, just differential wise, as he's gonna reveal the ice shard, and that's just gonna be the game. So yeah, this was just, I'll be completely honest, this is like the worst I've ever played like in like this generation, in this generation so far of like Sun and Moon. Like, well, like at least Ultra Sun and Moon, probably Sun and Moon as well. Like I just, like, usually when I lose, I usually don't get body bagged this hard, or at least I try not to. Like this was just like a free win for him, and in such and in a game that's just so important, it's definitely annoying for this to sort of turn out like that. I think that just looking back at it, there's some things that I could do differently. I've actually thought of some ideas for the rematch. I'm not going to really say much just because obviously we could rematch in playoffs. I really need to think ahead at this point. Obviously now I'm like, I got 5-0'd, and we only have one differential ahead of him. We are now third in our conference and fourth and he is fourth. It's probably spoilers, but like I don't really care. This video is like an hour before the deadline going to be uploaded, so if you haven't seen the other games, then I blame yourself. So yeah, but yeah, this is definitely just a really rough loss. There's not like usually like with my loss versus Techno, I could like be like, okay, I messed up in like prep here. Obviously, like I got hacked a bit, but like I could have fixed that part in prep. I could have done something, but I feel like it wasn't just one specific thing in this game. I feel like my team as a whole just didn't really mesh well, and I just like played like absolutely like I played like just a new player to the game, and that's just really annoying that like obviously that happened. But yeah, at this point I'm just rambling. We are now obviously like 4-2 is still a good record, but obviously in terms of making playoffs, it's a bit harder now. But we are going to try and bounce back, although our schedule does not get easier as we are going up against a coach of the Connecticut Connecticut Crooked Cobalion, not Crocodiles, Cobalions. So yeah, um, yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though like I've been stuttering on every single word because I'm like half awake right now. So yeah, that's it. Peace.